Thanks for having me. I'm very excited about this. So yeah, you've made all the introductions already.
And I forgot to say, your company is based in Malaysia, right?
Yeah, we are based in Malaysia.
Okay.
But we have offices in 12 other countries around the world as well.
Okay.
And overall, we have operations in 45 countries, right? So you're right. What we do is that we solve industrial problems.
Industrial problems with drones.
Yeah, with drones. What are the problems? Problem of inefficiency, problem of waste, problem of time.
Of danger, probably.
Of danger problem.
Yes.
Of labor issue as well. So we introduce automation. We introduce intelligent system using this. We are really a data company. So we harness the power of AI and machine learning that give us deep insights on the assets of our client. So we can predict when those equipment will fail. And we can even predict the output of a farm, for example, so that they can actually...
because drone can capture key information from the air.
Yeah, so our drones are like Oracle. You can predict the future.
Interesting. During the winter time, we saw some footage on TV and internet, how those drones help knock off the snow or frost on telecom cables.
Right.
Okay. The job used to be done by people, which is very risky.
That's right.
Now the drones can knock off all those frost on the cables, right?
Absolutely.
So your drones can do that, right?
One of the many use cases, yes.
One of many user cases.
Yeah.
Tell us about other, like how drones can help oil and gas companies
yeah, we do a lot of work in the oil and gas sector as well. One of the main issue over there is logistics.
Logistics.
Your previous panelists talk about logistics, yeah. So imagine a situation where most of these oil rigs are offshore, right? And in the past, they would use helicopters to send parts, to send supplies, even to send food from shore to platform or from platform to platform. So this, if you can imagine, you use the full-size helicopter, it's not cheap.
No.
So if you were to use our system, it's actually we can save over 67% of their costs.
Two-thirds.
Two-thirds. So it's a significant cost savings for our customers.
Tell us how industrial or enterprise drones are different from civilian-used drones. My cameraman has a drone that he'd like to fly over the head of Macau and capture the nice buildings.
Right. Well, that is how I started. I love flying drones, right? But anyway, enterprise drones are very different. Enterprise drones are a lot more safer, number one.
Safer.
A lot more safer. There's a lot more fail-safe into the drone. And number two is also it has different kind of sensors, various different sensors that enable you to operate in the dangerous environment, enable you to operate more efficiently, and of course, most importantly is some of these sensors allow you to see into the future. I think that's the most important thing that create value to us as well. So for example, for agriculture, if we use multispectral and hyperspectral sensors, we can tell the condition of of the plant in a farm, so that we can predict what problem it will have and what kind of yield we can get in the particular season. And when it comes to critical infrastructure, using all kind of sensors, we can create digital twin of those assets very, very quickly. So if you can imagine in the past, when people go up and want to inspect, say, a telco tower, it will take people or human 3 days, sometimes 5 days, to complete the inspection of one single tower. We can do this in as low as 5 minutes. The drone will fly, and it will just process this through our system on the cloud, and you get the report, like what used to take 3 to 5 days to get. And you can imagine how groundbreaking this is as well.
What has your company, Aerodyne, done right to lead such technologies or applications ahead of most drone companies around the world, even in Western advanced economies?
Right. Because for us, we are focused on delivering solutions, delivering value. We call this faster, better, cheaper, and safer. So to us, that is digital transformation. So that does not mean that we operate in every vehicle or every vertical. So we started off with one industry, then we go on to another industry. So for each industry that we are involved in, we have already developed all kind of data tech using AI and machine learning that enable us to deliver immediate value to our customer. So that's what it is. We use technology to help our customer disrupt their operation. So that's the differentiator. We don't do this because we have an automation in terms of drone. We don't do this because we have data technology. We do this because we have solutions that make business sense for them as well. And we have software platform that integrate with their ERP. We have software as a service platform that enable them to actually harness this value. And also, and this is most importantly as well, for us to actually use our former competitor, which is other drone company, we enable them, we give them access to this intelligence system. So it's almost like Uberization of the drone data industry.
Oh.
So anybody that have drone, they might not have the industry knowledge. They can subscribe to our software and they can operate and deliver the same value
Become
to
a
the
platform.
from a platform, yes, that's
Okay.
right. Yeah.
Tell us about the application of 5G in your technology, because connection or data transform, data, upload and download is essential, right? On the booth of Macau's local telecom company, we see 5.5G, which can apply about 10 times the download rate. In the Chinese mainland, we have such similar technologies being applied to. The download rate per second could reach 5 gigabytes. It's amazing. It could be also costly too. Right. So what's your thinking on this apply of new transmission technology?
Right. Maybe I can share with you one of our main solution today, and that is actually for security and surveillance. We don't do military stuff. This is security and surveillance work. So I'll give you an example where a customer may have thousands of kilometers of assets, for example, pipeline or power line and all that. Now, these assets needs to be managed. So the alternative is to fly helicopters, or somebody would need to fly to drive their trucks. And you can imagine how costly, how slow this process is, right? So the alternative of this is, of course, to use drone. And drones are already a lot more efficient and fast. But I also have another better proposition. And that is, what if we leave this drone on site?
Leave them on site.
Leave them on site, so we do not have to go there anymore. So how does it work, right? So we put this drone in its own housing, in its own nest, we call it, right? So we put it there, and this is where 5G comes into the picture. So we are connected to those drones on site. That means that we can connect and we can control this drone from anywhere in the world. We already have this now. In Malaysia alone, we have like 2,000 kilometers of pipeline that have our drone in the nest.
Okay.
In Brazil, we are setting this up as well, and a few other countries as well. So this is groundbreaking, using 5G, right? So 5G, or some of it, we use local connectivity as well and all that. So it saves a lot of logistics of going.
Remote controlling.
Remote control it, but of course it requires regulatory approval, and we are one of the first company in the world that was given approval to do this on a large scale. So this is where 5G is actually very, very useful.
You talk about regulation. I mean, increasingly drone technology, increasingly big data technologies and data analytics technologies are linked with national security, necessarily or unnecessarily. How do you deal with this problem when you entering different countries with different regulations and different level of sensitivity of drone technology?
Absolutely. So I'll answer your question in two parts. The first part is, how do we enter all of this country, right? So in the beginning, we went in directly. The year was 2017. So we went to Australia directly, we went to Middle East directly, then we went to America directly.
It's okay. We don't know what it is, but it's okay, right?
Yeah, and then even Latin America, we went in directly as well.
And
then we discovered two things. We can grow, and it was very exciting as well. Then it didn't, but we couldn't grow as fast as we wanted it as well because of security issue. You do not want, many of these countries do not want foreign companies to be flying drone in their airspace, right? So what we did is we started to acquire company.
Okay.
So we have a strong local partner. They are normally the top drone companies in their region. So since 2018, we have partnered or invested in 21 companies around the world. And now controlling stake, we take controlling stake, they became our agent that do the ground operation in those countries. And that is strategy that has worked very well.
You must have leveraged your own technology.
They leverage our technology, but they operate those drones in their countries.
I see. So by acquiring stakes of local companies, and probably some controlling stakes.
Absolutely, but that's phase one. That's phase one. Yeah.
You bypass some of the regulations.
Absolutely.
Or local authority.
Regulations and trust.
Trust.
Yeah, regulation and trust. Okay. Yeah. But that's phase one. As I mentioned earlier, phase 2 is the Uberization. Now anybody can be our partner.
I think that has something to do with that Malaysia has less geopolitical tensions with those countries than probably China has.
Yeah, Malaysia is pretty neutral, so we are friends with everybody. We don't really have that geopolitical issue, but it's really a question of security and trust, where we need to have strong local partners.
What do you know about DJI?
Oh, they are our friend. We work very, very closely together. We use DJI drone quite a lot as well. I've been to DJI HQ many, many times. We still do use quite a lot of DJI drones as well.
Your smile says it's less about competition?
No, they're not. I mean, we are friends. We are friends. We are helping DJI grow as well. And I still remember way back in 2016, DJI actually showcased my video on their own homepage. 3 of my video on DJI main page. So we are friends.
But DJI is more in the civilian, right?
They are in the civilian. They are in the hardware space, which is not where we are. So I think we are complementary. I mean, we are allowing DJI to sell a lot more drones as well through our activities.
Okay, right. So you're complementary, I guess. Yeah. So tell us about the 3 core pillars: drone technology, data technology, and digital transformation. So are you evenly distributed on these DT, like your DT3? What would be the next focus?
Right. For us, our next evolution is where the data part and the digital transformation part will be the bigger chunk of what we do. When we first started, of course, the drone part is the bigger one. Back then, I would say this is 2017, 2018, time frame is where the market was less sophisticated as today. What the market is interested to do is to use the mechanization potential of drone, which is already very exciting. But now the market begin to realize the importance and the value of the data analytics, the ability to predict the future, the ability to be able to peer deep into their assets and know exactly what's wrong with them. And that has resulted in our customers saving significant costs in their operation. So now we are saying that we would not be able to operate, we would not be able to deliver value to our customer if it is really just drone services. Drone services is like the lowest value chain. The real value is the transformation that you provide to your customer. And this really comes from us not just knowing or having that drone expertise, which we do. We have more than 10 million hours of flying experience over the past couple of years, but also having the industry knowledge as well. So when we operate in telco, we know telco industry very well. When we operate in agriculture, we have agriculture experts in what we do as well. So we are, if you like, a combination of the like of, a consulting company together with a division that actually provide or roll out those solutions as well. Hence the drone, data, and digital transformation.
So it's a consulting company that provides both hardware and data solutions.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Combined with maybe some future...
combined with integration with their own system.
Integration with the ecosystem.
Yeah.
So it's much more beyond the hardware thing.
Very much beyond.
Do you have a booth here?
Not this year. Maybe next year.
I hope I could see what the product is like.
I would invite you to come into our place, or I can,
Where is it?
The closest, actually we have an office in Shanghai as well, but I would invite you over to Southeast Asia, to Malaysia.
To Kuala Lumpur?
To Kuala Lumpur.
Oh, I see.
It will be interesting to your viewers.
Okay, it will be nice. Last question, how do you see that, what do you call it? The
flying car?
Yeah, the flying car.
I love it. I want to buy one.
You want to buy one?
Yeah.
It's $3 million
Maybe,
to start with.
Maybe.
Yeah. So what do you think of that? Does it have any intertwined area with your business?
Not with the industrial solutions that we talk about.
Not with the industrial solutions.
But it will have, because we have another vertical. At Aerodyne, we have 4 verticals. And one of it is actually logistics.
Yeah.
So we are already doing logistics now as well. We are testing our drone. And in fact, logistics is the bigger one as well. To be honest, this logistics industry, drone-based logistics industry, could be worth 1 trillion by 2040. So it's a huge potential here. And why not? Because
so people are willing to pay for efficiency.
People are willing to pay for speed and efficiency.
Okay.
The speed is tremendous.
Okay.
A lot of
I
time
want
saving.
it now. I want it in 1 hour. So
Right.
someone get it
Someone
here
can
no
get it.
matter what,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
so drones can be put in place for
Drone
that.
can be seriously disruptive.
Small ones.
Right now we
How,
are
how small your drones are? How
Right.
big are they?
right.
Yeah. What's the size?
Okay, there are two types of drone delivery. One is last mile delivery, like you order your Starbucks or your coffee.
Last mile.
Last mile, right? But we don't look at last mile yet at the moment. Last mile is risky at this stage. Last mile have
It's like
all of
flying
these,
over your head.
yeah, and you have all these regulatory constraints at the moment. So we look at mid-mile right now. We look at mid-mile, we look at enterprise delivery, where the clear value proposition can be defined today, where the traditional method is very costly. Traditional method is also takes time. This is out of the box. You put the system together, they can see real value immediately.
Okay.
You know, and this also can save lives.
Oh.
You know, we are already working in some parts of the world where we are sending food, we are sending blood to remote area. The normal method, if they are driving, it will take them
For
10 hours.
Emergency medical
Emergency,
use.
emergency medicals.
Yeah. That gives us a lot of imagination, you know, all the applications. Thank you so much for sharing.
my
I'd love to
pleasure.
see your products
Thank
probably
you.
next
Come
year.
over. I look
Yeah.
forward to seeing you.
That's
Yeah.
Mr. Muhamed from Aerodyne, the founder and group leader. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you.